No trespassing sign on our property. I'm allowed to be loud if I wanna be. I'm proud to be free on my land, shoot guns, who's stopping me? Stand alone, never fold, reload. Just make sure when we're gone, our story gets told. And the new generation learns from the old. To change the course of history, you gotta be bold. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels. The gunshots and the cold metal. Against the grain, stand on what I say. And when death comes knocking, smile in its face. We don't turn the other cheek, this ain't for the weak. And when push comes to shove, there ain't no retreat. These politicians, they got us standing in opposition. They know the mission, misinform and sell division. Take what we given and make it into a new religion. We drink the Kool-Aid, then we begin to lose the vision. Whoa, my foes don't wanna see a collision, no. Can't run from the lead that the trigger throw. All the war, so much is done on the low. We never fold, we're by the code. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels. The gunshots and the cold metal. And you can hear the sound of the rebels. You ever seen a man cry? Seen a man die, held him in my hands. I seen it with my damn eyes. Never say a word, we just stomach it. It's time to start marching, hear the drums again.
All right. And welcome back to the podcast, Two Protects One. And I'm back, all right? A political podcast. Yeah, it's been a little while. I might be a little rusty. Or a little crusty, a little dusty. So on and so forth. All right, I've been doing reactions. All right, country rap reactions, all that good stuff. I've been doing a lot of different things, okay? But I wanted to come back and, do some politicking, okay? And, I named this podcast, is it okay? Something along the lines of, should it be okay to be white or something like that? I can't remember what the hell I named it. Hold on. I'll look. I can't even remember the name of my own podcast. Which the name's not. Should you be proud to be white? Alright. So the short answer to that question is yes. Yes, you should be proud to be white. Yes, you should be proud of your heritage. Yes, you should be proud of what white people have accomplished. Okay? I am, let's put it this way. I am unapologetically white. Alright? I don't apologize. I don't cuck. I don't play the what if game or the, well, you're white since you're automatically racist game. Like I've stated before on my podcast numerous times, I've been a Trump supporter for 10 years. I've been called every name in the book. Okay? I don't dance around topics. I don't shy away from certain political issues just because they're not popular. I don't cower down or cuck to any type of other race or like become like instantly apologetic, for shit that maybe white people did in the past. Okay, I just don't do that. It's crazy to think about the way society was, just a short time ago, like 10. Let's just jump out on a limb here and say 15 years ago, before Barack Obama, okay, or I would say about the middle of Barack Obama's 8 years during his second term. His second term kind of took a turn and started to focus on more like racial issues. You had, I think, the Trayvon Martin case. You had another one that I can't remember. But there was a few different cases where, a black person was shot and, the person that did it got all kind of media coverage. I don't know why I had something on my screen. But it got all kinds of media coverage and everybody was so focused on it and it got hypersensitized. Like everybody it just blew up. Hypersensitized. I don't know if that's a fucking right word, but it is today. Okay? And I agree with you. They have heavily pushed the anti-whiteism agenda since Obama. And a lot of people will say, well, we're not, white people, they deserve some of that shit and blah, blah, blah for what they've done. And they've done this and they've done that. And I don't necessarily want to focus on that. We're going to talk about it a little bit. All right. We're going to talk about some of the hard shit that people like to discuss. But I kind of don't know where I'm going with this. The only thing I'm saying is that I refuse to bend to society's rules, okay? And I don't apologize for my race, okay? And when I feel like it's like a constant one-sided thing in media, specifically in the news media, it's like every white crime is pushed to the forefront, and it's like the white man did this, the white man did that, whitey this, whitey that, and then it's once a black person does it or a Hispanic person does it, a person of color, which I hate even saying that, because when you say person of color, I just think that's dumb. They're either Hispanic, black, Asian, just say it. If you're gonna, this is my thing. If you're gonna call out a white person every time he does something wrong and put it in your headline on a news article and it says white person kills such and such, okay, then it should be even across the board. When a black person does it, you should say a black person does it. When a Hispanic person does it, it should be a Hispanic person, okay? But I am unapologetic about my race. I think sometimes if you're not paying attention to... now, see, I'll say this. I'm a people watcher, okay? I watch people, not only on the internet, but real life. I'm watching, I'm paying attention to your mannerisms. I'm watching how you're treating other people. And, I distance myself from people that I know don't have my best interest at heart. Okay, and that's whether you're white, black, whatever race you are. That's just how I feel about it. I don't really shy away from that. Okay, I kind of back away from people like that. And I think here lately we've been so focused on like the race of somebody that we missed the whole fucking point. Okay, is that there needs to be a level of accountability for every person in this country. We should hold everybody to the same standard, okay, across the board. All right, but to watch some of the shit that's happened over the last couple weeks has been absolutely crazy. It's not been surprising, okay, but to watch some of the shit unfold and I know a lot of people don't, and I want to say this too before I get started, because I was kind of thinking of doing like a monologue and like jumping into some stuff, but I want to say this. A lot of people don't want to talk about the Austin Metcalf story and the Carmelo Anthony shit that's going on. Now, a lot of right-wing people are talking about it. That's like they're like overly pushing it. Like, I don't know, like some of it's some shady ass information. Let's put it that way. I've been in like a wait and see kind of mode. Like, what I want to see what the fuck's really happening behind the scenes, and what I see behind the scenes ain't fucking good. Okay, it ain't good. Actually, it shows me that this country is a lot farther off than what I fucking thought. And a lot of people will say, well, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, just go into Carmelo Anthony's not GoFundMe, but GiveSendGo comment section and let me know how that goes. Okay? It ain't fucking good. Which is crazy. Yeah, some of the shit that I've read here over the last couple of days, it's like, all right, man. I think deep down inside, there's a deep hatred. I can't say, now when I say shit, I'm not saying this about every black person. Okay, I'm not saying that. But there is a hatred for white people and some black people. They just don't like them. And, it is what it is. And that's why I've always said, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to, like, be nice to somebody that doesn't fucking like me. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in situations. I grew up, now, even though it was a small city, but I grew up in the inner city. I went to schools with black people. Like, I didn't have a very good experience. And I've talked about this on my podcast several times. Like, bro, they didn't like me, okay? And, the amount of names that I was called, all right? It wasn't fucking good. And I think sometimes in society today, in this country, when we think about racism, we think about it one-sided. Like, it's always the white man being racist to the black man. And it's like, well, hold the fuck up, because I've experienced it the other way around, too. So I think, and then you'll hear stupid shit on the internet. Now, it's mainly, I don't think everybody feels this way, but you'll hear shit on the internet like, well, black people can't be racist. And it's like, yeah, you can. Yes, you can. I've seen it. I mean, it's just blatant in some areas. I mean, you go to the black side of Twitter, Yeah, let me know how racist that is. But the thing is like, that's why I'm always like, I will never, I don't know. I feel like sometimes white people want to stay in this position of like being constantly like apologetic for shit that we didn't do. Okay? It's 2025. Like, I'll say this. As a white person, I've never owned a slave. All right? Never have. You know what I'm saying? Like, some bad shit happened, 400 or 500 years ago. All right? And then you come to 1960s and you had, what was it, the Civil Rights Movement. All that shit happened. Fuck, I still wasn't alive. All right? So when somebody says, wow, the white man's holding me down, I'm like, I'm not fucking holding you down. I ain't done shit to you. But it's like, I feel like there's certain liberties you can take with white people, and white people let other, and it's not just black people, it's other races too. Like Hispanics and shit. It's like white people just like want to be the punching bag for other races. And it's like, no, it's not. I show a person respect, a level of respect that they show me. If you show me respect, I'll show you respect. And then other than that, we're good. And to be totally honest with you, I don't give a shit what race you are. But once you start to like separate or make little side comments and shit, I'll just distance myself from you. Because I don't play that game. Okay? And I've been in situations like that. I was working a manufacturing job, and I'll tell this story. I've told this story on my podcast before. I was working a manufacturing job. I was working for a Honda supplier. Okay, making parts. My best friend at the plant was black. Got along fucking great. Okay, hung out outside of fucking work. He played softball with us. We were fucking good buddies. 2015 rolls around. I tell him I'm voting for Trump. And the dude basically called me every fucking name in the book without even asking me any kind of questions. So, and it's like, all right. And I watched him insult other black people that were friends with white people. And while he was being friends with white people. And it's like, I don't know. I never got that situation. Once I told him I was voting for Trump, it was like game over. And it's like, all right, And I wish that guy nothing but the best in the future. He was a nice guy. I liked hanging out with him. But I ain't going to coddle anybody's fucking feelings. And I'm not going to fucking cower to any other type of bullshit. Just not going to do it. So, it's Whitey's fault, damn it. Yeah. So, I mean, I got on here to just say, like, you should be proud of your heritage, no matter where you come from. Whether you're black, Hispanic, white, Asian, I don't give a fuck. You should be proud of who God made you. There's no way I could go down every night with my 4 kids and tell them, well, Daddy feels really bad that we're all white today. Fuck that. It's just not going to happen. I love my kids. I want my kids to be proud to be white. I want my kids to celebrate that shit. All right? When they grow older and they get their first set of New Balances to mow the fucking grass in, I want them to be proud of that shit. All right? Lace them bitches up tight. All right? I'm Canadian. I can't be proud. Oh, shit. Yeah. Nah, you can still be proud to be a Canadian, in my opinion. Not everybody in Canada is bad. Alright, I'm just looking at who's in the chat. I guarantee you I'll run some people off tonight, which is fine. I tell people all the time, like, my political shit ain't for everybody. Okay? But I do want to discuss some of the shit that's been happening with Carmelo Anthony. Some of it's bullshit. Some of it's truth, but the thing is like with him, with Carmelo Anthony, the shit, like they came out and said like he started to give Sin go, and he got like $400,000, and they bought a house, and they bought a car, and they bought all this shit. Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. I haven't really got like confirmation of what he's bought since he's got out, but there has been some sketchy shit come out. I think just on the right side, we're like over dramatizing it. There was a fucking crime committed there, though. All right, let's not get that confused. There was a crime there. All right, he admitted to it. They had dozens of witnesses. All right, he had a knife on him. I mean, he didn't deny it. All right. Now, what the motive is, that people are saying like it's self-defense. That doesn't necessarily fly, because you shouldn't be allowed to bring. You're not allowed to bring a knife on school property. So, I don't know. I think the right pushes it, makes it like a bunch of drama-filled shit. It's really cut and dry. Okay? Does it have to be about white and black? No. But it is. You think this story ain't going... Like, if it comes out and it hits mainstream news, which I'm surprised it did, because usually when it's white versus black, like when it's a black person committing a crime against a white person, it usually doesn't get much media attention. And that's just the truth. I mean, you go back and look at it. I got proof of that today. Because I guarantee you, I have a story saved that nobody's even heard about today. Unless you're following right-wing politics. So, I don't know, man. I don't want it to be white versus black when it comes to this type of shit. But that's the way it is. You know? That's just the way it's turned out to be. And it doesn't mean... Like, I'll say this. It doesn't mean let's put it this way. It doesn't mean, like, just because this happened, all black people are like this. I'm not saying that shit at all. Okay? But let's stop denying that it doesn't happen. That's my thing. Like, they act like this shit don't happen. And that it's not celebrated by the black community. That's what's sad about it. The celebration of it on Give, Send, Go. It's crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. And then I seen people trying to compare this situation to the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. Saying that it was self-defense. And the Kyle Rittenhouse situation was way different, okay? Kyle Rittenhouse was in a situation where he was defending a community against a protest, a violent protest, okay? They tried to take his gun, and he shot 3 people, and I believe he killed 2, okay? He killed 2 people, okay? They were physically trying to attack him and take his weapon. And also, he had a $2 million bond and never got out of jail till his trial started. Once his trial was over, he got out because they found that it was self-defense. So when they try to compare that story, it doesn't really match up, okay? But I do want to pull up what I have saved on X about this. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull some shit up. All right, so the first thing I want to pull up is probably a story that not many people have heard about, okay? And we'll talk about this a little bit too. Well, no, hold on. There was something else I wanted to talk. Oh, let's pull up this. I got you. Yeah, I do too. I believe they're trying to start a race war, and people will say, well, with you posting this today, you're just instigating it. No, I'm just sharing the truth. Okay, because white or black, I don't give a shit what it is. There needs to be accountability. Like, if somebody does something fucked up, everybody in their race needs to fucking condemn that action. Okay? You know, it's just that simple. Now, if I felt like the kid was actually doing it in self-defense, okay, then yeah, I would be like, okay, you know, this fucking self-defense. But I don't believe it was. I definitely don't believe it was self-defense. He basically told police it wasn't self-defense. He basically come out and said it. But, you know, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people say innocent until proven guilty. I agree. But he admitted to it, and he got caught with the knife in his hand. Like, he had the knife on him, bro. Like, I don't know if he had a knife in his hand, but he was, you know, he was there with the knife. Dude's dead. Dozens of witnesses. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I'd be getting Johnny Cochran up on the phone real quick. Johnny Cochran's dead, though, I think. So I have to go a different route. All right. Oh, hold up. So the first thing I wanted to share was this. I'll pull this up. So to the people that are trying to like promote this as like a Kyle Rittenhouse type of situation, this is the differences. Just the minor differences, okay? Now, I will say this. I don't necessarily believe this, the buying the new house. Yeah. I don't agree with that. But I think his original bond was set at like $1 million, I do believe. They reduced his bond to $200,000. And basically he only had to come up with $20,000 to get out. $20,000 to get out of prison. So, so you think it was premeditated? Yeah, it could have been, man. It could have been. I don't know if it was premeditated. I'm still waiting on some information to come out. I didn't want to really do this yet, but I feel like the shit I was reading on the internet was so heinous, bro. Like, I feel like white people are constantly under attack, and some people will say, "Oh man, you're just being a victim or whatever." Nah, bro. I just pay attention to the news. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm paying attention to real fucking news, not the mainstream shit. I'm paying attention to people that are actually spreading the correct information. And it seems like the violence against whites has escalated. It's not just black people, it's other people too, like other races too. It's like we're being fucking attacked. All right? And there's no denying that white people are being replaced at a high, like, I'll say this, white people are being replaced by illegal immigration, all right? And we're starting to be attacked. And a lot of people are like, nah, that's just all in your imagination. Like, all right, man, I don't think so, but... but anyway, it says some differences between Kyle Rittenhouse and Carmelo Anthony. It says Rittenhouse shot rioters to save his life. True. He had a $2 million bond, not reduced. And then he spent 86 days in pre-trial detention. Carmelo Anthony brought a knife to a track meet, got insulted, killed someone. Bond is reduced to $200K, 12 days in pre-trial jail. So, I mean, that's just the differences so far. I've never heard of somebody killing... I can't say that. I'm sure it's probably happened. But he basically killed somebody, spent 12 days in jail. Now he's out on bond. Now he's got an ankle bracelet on and shit. But, you know, he decides to cut that fucking thing off and go kill somebody else. Who's taking that? Like, who's taking the blunt of that? Like, you never know what shit he's capable of. I agree, Big J MMA. Okay, hold on. I guess the white kid gave him a soft push to get out from under. Yeah, he was underneath a tent at a track meet. They told him to leave. The white kid pushed him. Dude stabbed him in the heart. You know, which is just fucking crazy, you know. But that's the thing, like, is there more to the story? I guess we'll find out, but I don't know. It seems like that is the fucking story by several different people who have said it, so. Big J MMA says they have turned a lot of white people into cucks and pushed this all whites are racist bullshit down people's throats. Yeah, and it's actually having an adverse effect. Okay, they're trying to make every white person seem racist and trying to turn us into cucks. And what you're really doing is with this next generation. What's the next generation? The Zoomers or whatever. Some of them are actually turning racist. And I'm telling you, man, they're gonna fuck around, and you get called something for so long, people are gonna be like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, we are, I guess. you know, and you can say what you want about the situation. You can try to minimize it as much as you want, but it's an issue. It's an issue. And I believe, this is just my personal opinion, I believe it's an issue. The black and white issue, like us fighting with each other, is pushed by the Jews. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. Because I believe that the Jewish people, they control all the media. They pick which stories we hear. Okay? So when you hear stories like this, there's a motive behind it, all right? And they're going to go, well, what's one way to piss white people off? Okay? Well, let's reduce this kid's bond and get him out with $20,000. That'll really piss white people off. And I'm not pissed off about it. I'm more fucking sad for this kid's mom and brother that have had to go through this situation. I don't want to say like, oh, I'm mad about this, because I'm really fucking not. I just feel bad for the victims involved. Okay? And that's what it comes down to. There's legitimate fucking victims involved. And we're worried about, like, whether it's white against black. Like, I just want these people to get justice. And if the roles were reversed, and it was a white kid that stabbed a black kid, and the white kid was at fault, I'd want justice in the other fucking way. Okay? Because there has to be accountability somewhere. But what I'm finding is that accountability really has only been going one way. And it hasn't always been like this. It's just been like this over the last 10 years. It seems like other races will get away with shit that white people can't. All right, we're held to a different standard. Okay, and I know what people are thinking. That's bullshit. You don't even have a fucking example to back that up. Matter of fact, I do have an example to back it up, and I'm gonna take you back on a little short history lesson. I'm gonna take you back to 2020. All right, the summer of love, where George Floyd dies. All right, and you can think what you want. I'm going to tell you something that's fucked up about the George Floyd situation. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, okay? They released the 8 minutes of that officer kneeling on his neck. They released that within like the first couple days of the shit happening, okay? They kept the other fucking 10 minutes hidden for 6 months. You didn't see that shit. And most people today have still not seen the other 10 minutes that resulted to that situation. Now, I'm not going to give you my opinion on it one way or the other. But the other 10 minutes is fucking important. Not justifying what the officer did, but the other 10 minutes of watching that shit is important. And let's put it this way, like, that whole situation was fucked up. Because it resulted in the 2020 riots, where I believe it's like anywhere from 15 to 20 innocent people got killed during those riots. Federal buildings burned, cities where these black people lived, all right, and white people lived. Whoever came out to those riots, they lived in that area, burnt their own fucking cities to the ground. Makes no sense. Well, it makes no sense to me. It might make sense to somebody else. But the whole 2020 riots, okay? That whole bullshit happens. All right? It goes on for like a fucking year, okay? Well, I don't know, a year. Maybe like 9 months. Okay? And then you had the 2020 riots. You had all that shit going on. Then you had Kyle Rittenhouse. And there was a couple other situations. I know David Dorn. He was a black retired police officer. I can't remember where he got shot at, but he was going down to check on a pawn shop. I think he was like either doing security or he owned a pawn shop. But there was I can't remember where. I think that might have been Baltimore. But he went down to check on this pawn shop to make sure it was okay. Somebody fucking shot and killed him. So it's like, so you had Kyle Rittenhouse, you had David Dorn, you had a few others. I remember seeing one video during that. There was a confrontation. Now, these were all, I believe these were all white people. But there was a Trump supporter confronting like some Antifa people. Shot him right in the fucking head. In the middle of the street. And I had to go back and find that. But, yeah, I can remember that clear as day. I mean, this shit was just crazy. I think a lot of people have like short-term memory when it comes to the 2020 riots. The shit wasn't good. I don't give a fuck what instigated it. People burnt down their own fucking cities, their own communities. And, that shit cost somebody some money to rebuild it. And a lot of people are like, it cost the government. Where do you think the government gets the money from, bro? Your pocket. The government gets the money from your pocket. They just raise your taxes. Oh, so you burnt down a city. They raised your taxes. If you even pay taxes. All right. Probably just raised my taxes. If you don't pay taxes, then what the fuck are we talking about? Probably didn't bother you one bit. But, a lot of that shit was like BLM, Antifa, okay? A lot of these were paid fucking actors. Now, was there some people from the actual communities involved? I'm sure, But you could see shit during 2020, okay? People were getting away with all kind. I'm painting a narrative here, okay? It's not really a narrative. I'm painting you to the truth, this big picture of truth, okay? A lot of people forget about 2020. All right, so you had all these riots going on, people getting away with all kinds of shit, not even getting arrested, okay? Or they were getting arrested and bailed out by fucking Democrat politicians. All right, a lot of people in what was that, St. Paul or Minneapolis, Minnesota? Yeah, they were getting bailed out. They had bail funds that politicians like Kamala Harris donated to. All right, got these people out of jail for burning federal buildings, fucking beating people up, looting and robbing stores. Like, the shit was crazy, bro. Like, a lot of people forget about that shit. So people were getting away with this shit, and then all of a sudden, November comes. Trump supposedly loses the election, which I don't fucking believe that. All right? And January comes, 2021, January 6th. All right? They go in to the Capitol during January 6th. Dude, a lot of people don't even understand the type of shit that these people went through, okay? Now, there was a lot of different factors going on in that. Were there probably some Trump supporters destroying shit? I'm sure there was a few, okay? But there was a lot of FBI informants. There's a lot of Antifa people. I can find you videos right now of people that were dressed in black bloc Antifa gear, switching over to Trump gear, and going into the fucking Capitol. All right? So, there was a lot of shit going on. Well, they hunted these people down, bro. Hunted these people down. Raided their fucking houses. Basically froze their bank accounts, destroyed their lives, bro. Destroyed their lives. Put them in jail. A lot of them stayed in jail for there was a couple of them that were in there for 3 years before they even went to trial. Okay? And some of the worst fucking conditions you could possibly be in a Washington, D.C. jail. And the reason why I know this is because they've released news articles. They've put out shit. Independent journalists have put out news articles, pictures, phone calls. Okay? These people were political prisoners in their own country. And then you have some stupid people that are like, oh man, they were traitors to this country. Like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. All right? So let's put it this way. BLM, Antifa, they get pissed off because one person dies. Okay? What do? They burn down their whole fucking communities. Okay? They steal the election from Trump. Do we go out and burn our own communities? No. We take our issues straight to the fucking source. And then people are like, you guys are traitors. And it's like, if you ever watched the videos, you got like fucking 70-year-old ladies walking around waving a fucking American flag. Look like Tom MacDonald supporters. All right? HOG family members walking through the Capitol. All right? Come on, man. Like, I can't. The thing is like, you got to look at it from that perspective. It's like, all right, so there's a double standard there. And the thing is I mean, maybe we just need to go test this theory. This is the next time a white person is killed by a black person, we just riot and go loot our own cities and burn down our own federal buildings, and we'll see how that goes. I guarantee it doesn't last very long. We'll all be in fucking prison for the rest of our lives. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. This story is crazy. All right. Now, do I believe half of what right-wing media is saying about, because they're trying to say this kid raised $400,000, which I believe on Give, Send, Go. I think I looked at it today. It was like Give, Send, Go. He raised like I think it was over $400,000. But I read the comment section and it's like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Let's just put it this way. They was turned up. And if you justify what's in the Give, Send, Go comment section, then if you agree with what's in the Give, Send, Go comment section, then I can't fuck with you. Because that's where I draw the line. That shit was horrendous, bro. Horrendous. I don't know, man. Shit's crazy. Hey, what's up? What's up, 2 girls, 1 pod? You came into a wild live stream. Oh, I knew I was coming back on some wild shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Damo. Yeah, the BLM movement was full of a bunch of grifters. And I think one of the leaders, not every single person that was in BLM was like some kind of grifter. I'm sure there was people in there that believed in like the movement and shit. I don't know why my camera keeps doing that tonight. I think it's got a little bit of dirt on it or something. But I'm sure there were some like actual leaders in there that gave a shit about the movement. But the problem is there were some people at the top stealing money, buying houses, doing some fucking crazy shit. And I can't remember all the. I did a podcast a long time ago about when they stole all the money and shit. And they were paying insane. Like one girl was paying like an insane amount of money to her brother for security detail. Like shit that didn't, amounts of money that didn't make sense. But stupid ass white liberal people are the ones that fucking those Hollywood people. That fucking, BLM, Black Lives Matter. And it's like, yeah, alright. I think the first place Black Lives Matter should have went, man, is into the fucking gated communities. And we would have saw how quick Black Lives mattered. Not fucking very much. Because they'd have had the cops up there in no time. Let's go raid Brad Pitt's house or fucking, whoever. Well, let's go find the Avengers where they live because every single fucking Avengers actor is like pro BLM. Let's go raid their fucking houses. That shit wouldn't last long at all. They was cool with y'all as long as y'all stayed. They was cool with Black Lives Matter as long as y'all stayed in the inner cities away from their mansions and shit. But and that's the thing, man. I mean, it is what it is. BLM was crazy, and you had fucking white girls painting BLM on their fucking forehead and shit. Like, stop it. Putting black blocks on their profile pictures. Like, I don't know, bro. The shit was easy to see. Like, I'm telling you, I think you could pack a whole fucking history book into 2020. Okay, 2020 was by far the wildest fucking year I've ever been alive. Okay, you had COVID, you had George Floyd and the 2020 Summer of Love. All right, what else did you have happen that fucking year? Oh, you had all the BLM, Antifa riots. Like, you had all this shit, like, just going on at the same fucking... I'm trying to think of something else. There was something else that happened then, too. The COVID shit was just fucking crazy. COVID made people retarded. That's what it did. Everybody masking up and shit. The only time I wore a mask is when I went to work. Because I had to. I was working for a huge Honda supplier. I never bought the whole masking up 6 feet. And then once they moved on to like, getting the vaccine and shit, I never bought that fucking shit. I don't care if Trump would have come out and said, Kyle, I want you to take this vaccine. I'd have said, fuck you. Hell no, bro. Taking that shit. And that's the thing. If you took it, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rag on you in any way. I just thought it should have been a personal choice from the very beginning. If you want to take it, whatever. I would highly suggest not. But summer of riots, yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. I'm telling you, 2020 was wild, bro. Wild as fuck. But, and then you had 2021. It started out crazy. Crazy. Yeah, January 6th was worse than 9/11 from what I heard. Oh, yeah. And then you got Trump in. I got my Trump cup, okay? I just want to show people. All right, I got my Trump cup tonight. It says Trump, the sequel. Well, the sequel's been shitty so far. Okay? The sequel has been fucking being the biggest cuck for the Jews. The Jews, the gays. Like, what the fuck are we doing? There's been no mass deportation. Alright? I love Trump. But has he sold himself out? Kind of looks that fucking way. Kind of looks that way. Alright. So let's move on. I've talked about this for 20 minutes. And I know not a lot of people want to talk about this, okay? I'm not saying you have to talk about it. But I felt like this situation needed to be talked about. Alright? And people can love me, hate me. I'm okay with it either way. Trust me, bro. I was on the internet literally for 2 years talking to nobody. Alright? Nobody. So on Rumble, had maybe 4 or 5 people in my chat. And you know what? I had a damn good time on Rumble. It was fun. But that's the thing. Like, I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. I just got monetized. And a lot of people were telling me, like, well, maybe you shouldn't talk about that on YouTube. And it's like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to be who I am. And whether you like it or you don't, I don't care. Oh shit, Butthead. Butthead says I'm unvaccinated white male, so I'm pretty much Satan to the lefties. So Butthead is an OG member. All right, he's been with me since the very beginning, for sure. In my Rumble chat when it was just three of us bullshitting back and forth, having fun. But yeah, man, I want to get back into this. Let's check this out. So this is one of the comments that was on the Give Send Go. And this is not even a bad one. Some of the ones I saw on there were fucking crazy. But this one just says, when I was Carmelo's age, I would have had to get up and not say a word. God bless this young man. So I guess he just gets to get up and stab motherfuckers. What the fuck? And Barbara. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Barbara's probably white. Nah, I don't know. She's probably black. I don't know. And then a lot of people are saying, God bless this young man. God bless this young man. Like, nah, hold this young man's accountable, bro. That's what we need. Hold this young man's accountable. So this is the story I wanted to talk about, and we're going to look this one up. I'm going based off this post on X, which is coming from our right-wing content creator, Libs of TikTok. Okay? Libs of TikTok has been known to push, Jewish propaganda. Let's put it that way. I don't particularly follow Libs of TikTok. I think their shit's trash for the most part. But this is another story that really hasn't made mainstream news. So the caption says, meet Daniel Michael, who was arrested in Tucson, Arizona, after he allegedly struck Jacob Couch, which is the white guy, in the neck with a hatchet while he was sitting at a bus stop with his wife. Jacob and his wife, Kristen, were reportedly staying in Tucson to mourn the death of their son, who was a stillborn. Jacob is now fighting for his life. Will the mainstream media cover this story? Well, that's exactly what the fuck we're going to find out, okay? Because we're literally going to look it up and see if the mainstream media covers this story. So I'm going to pull it up. Okay, I ain't got nothing. I just want to make sure I ain't got no, bank account information in my search bar or nothing fucking stupid like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and let me stop and I'll present my other screen and we'll look it up. I'll look up this dude's name and we'll see if the mainstream media is covering it. Oh, where the fuck is it? Is it this new? Yeah, alright. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. Let's look up the dude's name real quick. Daniel Michael. All right, so New York Post has posted an article about it. So New York Post, people.com, and that's it so far. So the New York Post, I wouldn't say they're right wing, but yeah. They'll at least post some shit. So let's see what the New York Post had to say. So it says, husband Jacob Couch nearly decapitated in front of horrified wife during Mannix hatchet attack at Tucson bus stop. Add that to the fucking list. Mannix. Why didn't it just say dude was almost decapitated in front of his horrified wife by a deranged black guy? Now, if it was a white guy with a hatchet almost decapitating somebody, that shit would have been like, fucking crazy ass white dude just up and decapitating people and shit. I added a few words, but you get the point. So it says a father of two was nearly decapitated in front of his wife and left in critical condition by a hatchet-wielding menace. Hatchet-wielding menace. Add that to the fucking list. Just say it, bro. That shit pisses me off. A hatching-wielding menace. That's what we're calling shit now. Alright, so as the couple were in the middle of a cross-country trip home 1 year after their son's death. Okay. Jacob Couch, 32, was sitting on a bus stop bench with his wife, Kristen, in Tucson, Arizona, when 25-year-old Daniel Michael confronted the pair on April 5th. Okay. Michael was allegedly carrying a hatchet through Tucson's downtown area and began yelling at the couple. Okay, hold on. Where the fuck's the rest of the... Oh, okay. What the fuck happened there? Oh, it says, seeing your husband get almost decapitated and being the one to help like it's hard, Kristen Couch told the outlet. I bet the fuck it is, bro. Jeez. She recalled telling the stranger they were just leaving as her husband bent down to grab their bags when Michael launched his horrific attack. I'm still in shock, Kristen Couch said. The ruthless brute cut an artery in Couch's neck. There's another one. The ruthless brute. Come on, man. Cut an artery in Couch's neck and struck his skull. The bloody attack took place a mile from the University of Arizona. Couch was rushed to nearby Banner University Medical Center, where he underwent surgery and was placed on life support. So, dude's on life support, fighting for his life. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're just out spraying the ground. Says his family fears he won't survive his injuries after the doctors diagnosed him with an anotic brain injury caused when the brain is deprived of oxygen for an extended period. He's not expected to make it right now, Couch's younger brother Luke said outside the hospital days after the attack. We've just been taking it how we can. Just taking it how we can. That fucking sucks. I don't want to take that as I can. I wouldn't want something like that. I mean, there ain't much you can do about it. It fucking happened. But fuck, dude, I'd be irate. I'm not going to keep reading it. It's just fucking... It's crazy. It's a pretty long article. If you want to go read it, it's on the New York Post. But the Michael guy is being held in Pima County jail on a $1 million bond. So he's in Tucson, Arizona. Let's see what happens with that bond. Let's see if they do a give, send, go for this guy. Wouldn't fucking surprise me. I don't know. Crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit. Anyway. Let's go ahead and block that out. I'll come back full screen for a minute and we'll try to find some stuff. I had some other stuff saved as well. Just give me a second. So then you had another situation happen where a cop gets assaulted by a so-called black community leader. Okay, now this is becoming an issue to me. If you, in my opinion, if you are a parent, if you're black and you're a parent, you need to have some serious discussions with your kids, with your family members. Because I'm telling you, man, I've seen so many people resisting arrest or doing some crazy shit. And, resulting in a person dying or getting hurt or something along those lines, okay? So this is another situation. I do believe this guy died. I really need to look this story up. But they haven't released the guy's name yet. So I want to pull this up. Give me 1 second. Oh, shit. I'm a little rusty. Here we go. So this shit was crazy. Now, obviously, you don't see what's been happening, like, prior to this. What up, lone wolves? You've entered a political chat. Welcome. You've entered the shit show for this evening, sir. All right. So this is another situation. Apparently this happened in Ohio. It says Ohio State Highway Patrol. I need to look into this. Lone Wolves. Why can't I call you Lone Wolves? That's your name, bruh. Anyway. Alright, so here we go. This situation apparently this guy's having like a manic episode. Freaks out on the cop. It fucking escalates very quickly. The cop handled it way better than I would have. I would have shot this guy within probably about 30 seconds. That's just my personal opinion. You judge for yourself.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, watch out. In the name of Jesus, watch out. Watch out, get hurt. You're going to get hurt. In the name of Jesus, stop, bitch.
Hey,
Lord, bow
you're gonna
down.
get hurt.
Jesus, Lord, bow down. Don't touch me,
Turn
or
around,
you're
put
going
your
to
hands
die.
behind
Next
your
time you touch me, you're going to die. Next time you touch me, you're
Turn
going to
around, turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
die.
5 Team Cleveland. Send me another unit. He's on foot, going down the berm. Hey, you gotta go down!
You ain't dead. That's Jesus, bitch.
So it hits him with the stun gun. Dude's still coming at him, bro. Swinging on him. And this cop looks like an old man. Alright? But that cop also knows he has a body cam on him. Alright? And that if he shoots this dude, he gonna lose his job and possibly spend the rest of his life in prison. They got these cops afraid to handle this shit. Now, me, in my situation, you're on a busy highway. This dude's running at you, swinging on you, pushing you. Almost tried to push you off a bridge. Okay? Off the passway or whatever the fuck they're on. Bridge, whatever you want to call it. Overpass. Passway. Overpass. Try to push you off. He's hitting you. Running at you. Damn near full speed. I'm sorry, brother. You're getting shot. I'm going to see my family tonight. Good luck. Now, it doesn't really show what happened here. I'm going to have to look this up. Which I'll do here in a second.
Get down on the ground!
Jesus, okay, let's see. Good one. All right, let's try to phone Jesus. Go ahead. Let's
Get down on the ground now!
lay down. Lay down. I'm strong.
The old cop's got some fight in him now. I'm not going to lie. The old cop's got some fight in him. He said, fuck this shit. I'm just going to beat on you. And then they wind up falling to the ground.
I'm a Jesus lover. I'm a Jesus lover. I'm a Jesus lover.
Yeah. So, the caption on this from
What's going on?
Matt Walsh is cops are allowing themselves to be assaulted by psychotic black criminals because they know that if they defend themselves, they'll be crucified for it. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy out here on the streets. He's right, though. Alright. So let's look at something else. I got some other stuff on here, too. Oh, okay. I see 2025 is going well. So this is like a news article from AF Post. I think it's supposed to be America First Post. It says Carmelo Anthony's family purchased a Cadillac Escalade worth $150,000 and began renting a $900,000 home after receiving $500,000 in donations for his defense. So that's not really true. Okay, I do want to put that out there. That has not been confirmed, let's put it that way. A lot of people jumped the gun. Apparently, I think they did buy a car, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to look into that. But I think a lot of people on the right jumped the gun on this shit. They said he's renting a home in a gated community. Like, I don't know. And then I've heard other reports that he was already living in one and that he's got a 3.7 GPA and he's this and he's that. I don't know what to believe, okay? Take it with a grain of salt with this shit. I don't, a lot of people on the right, they just take these like, oh, he's this and he's that, and they just fucking run with it. And you can't confirm it, and I can't deny it either. Time will tell in the situation. Yeah, I agree, Damo. It is trying to paint a BS narrative. I don't agree with this story. But I bookmarked it before I knew that, so. Let's take a look at the, okay. Now I like some takes from Brandon Tatum, okay? I don't like some of the shit that he says. I don't know. There's sometimes where I feel like he goes pretty far. I feel like he's more like an even keel type of approach. He doesn't get overhyped up about shit. But if you don't know much about Brandon Tatum, he used to be a police officer. He used to be a Democrat, voted for Barack Obama. And he's switched over to the right. He does a lot of college campus type of talks and shit. I like Brandon Tatum. Some people on the right don't. I don't give a shit. But I think this guy has solid, he's not going, right to the point where he's, he went so far right he's fucking wrong and, over hyping everything and shit. He tries to keep it a buck with everybody, let's put it that way. I don't know how to fucking explain it. I like him, alright? Let's see what he had to say. He was on the Benny Johnson show. So let's see what he had to say. I don't really like Benny Johnson that much because Benny Johnson, everything he puts on Twitter is like breaking news, such and such. And it's like something real basic, like I stubbed my toe on the fucking coffee table. And it's like, somebody gave me the wrong mocha latte at fucking Starbucks. And it's like, shut the fuck up. But I really liked what Brandon Tatum had to say in this clip.
If a white teen had killed a black teen, then anybody who donated to his GoFundMe would be fired from their job, would be publicly humiliated, would be shamed. Of course, there wouldn't really be a GoFundMe that was set up. Everybody would just say, oh, that's evil. You can't just kill someone. You can't just murder someone in cold blood who's unarmed. We're against that. And so let's all move on, and the process will play out, and justice will be served, hopefully. What you have here is the inverse of that. And if you go check, man, you want to talk about a black pill.
Now, I'll say this, okay? I think this is before they found out, because I do believe Brandon Tatum came out and said, hey, reports about him spending money on that car and the house and shit isn't true. I think he might address it here, but I think he does address it in a later clip somewhere. But this might be before that information came out. It's like once that story came out, everybody fucking ran. It was like every right-wing person was posting it. It's like, well, did anybody check their fucking sources before they did that? I don't know. But I think it's crazy that they're about to talk about it, the comments section.
Let's all move on, and the process will play out, and justice will be served, hopefully. What you have here is the inverse of that. And if you go check, man, you want to talk about a black pill. You go check the comments on the fundraiser. It's just hatred against white people. As just all, I mean, it's just like rewarding the guy for killing a white person. It's a really bad place to be in the country. Like that's like the precursor to race wars and new civil wars, and like the actual fraying of society.
But Benny,
it's bad, man. It's bad.
Benny, this has been going on forever. It's just that what happens when you see racial conflict, the ugly head is reared up. Black people been feeling like this forever. And I grew up in an all-black neighborhood. We hated white people. I'm being honest. Like, we felt like when I was growing up, thank God I got saved, and thank God I moved to a different environment. And then it opened my understanding up to, wait a minute, this is not the way that we should be behaving. But if a black kid is wrong, we feel like it's justified because of slavery and Jim Crow and all that other stuff. And I'm not saying every black person is like this, but there's a lot of black people, as you can see. Now, I'll tell anybody to do the math and do the research on this. You will never see a white criminal who've committed a crime against a police officer or anybody else get a GoFundMe. We even see George Floyd. Look at all these other people that were justifiably killed by the police. Not George Floyd, but I'm saying some of these other individuals. They still got millions of dollars in GoFundMe raised. They still got all kinds of money being raised. It's because black people, for some reason, have this racial hatred towards white people that's ingrained in them, that's almost in their bloodline. And it only takes an incident to happen like this for.
Now, I'll say this. Not every black person's like that. Okay, I've met some really fucking cool black people. And we fucking click. We're friends. Now, we've either lost touch or don't talk that much. I can honestly say I have no friends. Like, the people that jump in here on my chat and talk to me every time I go live, those are my friends. That's it, bro. My wife. You know, that type of shit. But not every black person thinks like this, all right? But I have seen it, all right? Where you can just tell when a motherfucker don't like you, all right? You get in that setting, bro, and you can see them eyeballing you, squaring you up, all right? Or not squaring you up, but sizing you up. Yeah. Yeah, it's written all over their face. It's like they see you, and it's like they ate a shitty diaper. And they got that look on their face. They got that boo-boo face. And that's cool. I mean, whatever. You know, but I did want to say that. Like, not every black person feels like that. So, anyway, let's go back just a little bit. We'll let him finish up.
Because black people, for some reason, have this racial hatred towards white people that's ingrained in them, that's almost in their bloodline. And it only takes an incident to happen like this for it to come out of them. Because you look at the comments, look what they're saying. But the people that are on the side of Metcalf, it's not a racial thing. It's that the boy was killed. He died in his brother's arms. He was at a track meet under his own tent, standing up for what was right. And he got murdered in cold blood. He was an A student. He had a chance to go to college. He was on the football team. That is why normal people are supporting him. But you will see this every time, Benny. I don't know what is going to have this change. I don't know if it's ever going to change in our society, but you're going to always see this underbelly of racism from the black community that comes up every single time these things happen. Right or wrong, the black kid was wrong. I see a lot of black people saying that he was wrong, but the majority of black people want to believe he was right. They want to believe the white kid was a bully. They want to believe these things, and it's not true. And it's sad that this is a reality, but I'm here to be the Negro whisperer. I'm telling you, black people have this vitriolic.
What the fuck? I did not see that part. I'm here to be the Negro whisperer. What the hell? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but all right.
It's sad that this is a reality, but I'm here to be the Negro whisperer. I'm telling you, black people have this vitriolic behavior against whites, and it's going to come out every time this happens. I promise.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of true, man. I mean, you see it, and it's like, it's hard to deny sometimes, man. And I'm telling you, you get on the wrong side of Twitter, bro. It's game over, dude. And people will try to ruin your fucking life. And they don't like white people very much. Let's put it that way. You know, but I thought Brandon Tatum was kind of like a middle of the road type of commentary. It wasn't too far out there. It wasn't too far in there either. Fuck, man. I think Tim Pool went full white liberal the other night. I mean, it was just fucking
If a white teen...
crazy what he said. Some crazy ass shit. But this is another clip from Brandon Tatum I wanted to play too. I have the whole episode I was going to pull up on YouTube, but I'm going to pull up this one. Apparently, this Carmelo Anthony, his family launched somebody for his family or somebody close to his family launched a website selling shirts and merchandise. I'm sure you do, but hey, what's up, Michelle? Hey, Michelle, we're just we're doing politicking tonight. All right, we're doing some politics. It might not be your cup of tea, might be. I don't know. Hang out. But this is another clip from Brandon Tatum. So Carmelo Anthony's family launches website selling shirts and merchandise. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know. I'd have to look up the fucking website. The right wing's been wrong about one thing so far. I don't know what to believe yet. And I almost didn't want to talk about this story, but I feel like we have enough of the facts of the actual incident to talk about it. Okay? There's no way this kid should be out of jail. There's no way his bond should have been reduced from $1 million to $200,000. Period. Okay? No way. This dude should be in prison or in jail till his trial starts. There should have been no bond. Or the bond set at $2 million, $1 million, and just left there. Well, I think it was set at $1 million. Oh, Tim Pool backtracked today and said he was wrong. Oh, shit. Good old Timmy boy, that don't happen very often. Tim backtracking. So that's awesome. I like Tim. He's got like a milquetoast type of approach. I feel like he doesn't go as hard in some areas. But I don't know. So Tim Pool came out and said that, Carmelo Anthony's situation was self-defense. And there's no legal grounds to be able to stand on that. Okay? No legal grounds. You can't take a knife to a fucking school. And Tim should have knew that straight out the gate. All right? The kid was looking to cause trouble. He went into somebody else's tent or area where they were sitting down. He was asked to move, denied it. He denied it. There was a minor confrontation. Dude pulls out a knife, stabs him in the heart. That's not self-defense. That's not self-defense. Okay? It's not good. He is milquetoast. Yeah, I agree, crawfish. But yeah, I like Tim Pool for the most part. I will say this, Tim Pool's a smart businessman. All right, he built that shit from the bottom up. All right, now he's in a position where he's working with Rumble. He's probably making a lot of money. I don't hate on Tim as a businessman. Some of his political shit I don't agree with. So, and he's been awfully friendly. It seems like he's been very, very friendly with the Jews. So, which is weird as shit, in my opinion. Well, I don't know. It's kind of on par with right-wing politics. Buddy up with the Jews. Oh, shit. All right, so big shout out to Elijah Schaefer for sharing my live stream tonight. I noticed my numbers going up. We're at about 500 people watching now. So, and we got some more shit to talk about. Now, I know a lot of people, there was a minor confrontation a couple weeks ago with Brandon Tatum and the right wing. I try not to pay attention to that. I like Brandon Tatum. I don't agree with everything he says, but I don't agree with every political pundit. Like, there's a lot of shit that people say, and I'm like, that sounded fucking stupid. So, let's listen to what he has to say about Carmelo Anthony's family launching this website for shirts and merchandise.
I'm giving you guys the most honest take on the internet. If this was my son and I thought he was done wrong and I thought he was innocent, yeah, of course I would do everything they doing. The problem is what it appeared to have happened is egregious. This is not a kid that's a good kid. Maybe he's a good kid that's at a track meet minding his business and a bunch of white boys jump him and then he stabbed one of them. This is not that scenario. It appears to me, based on the totality of circumstances, that he was in the wrong. That boy took somebody's life. They ain't never gonna get their kid back ever because somebody else's kid took a knife to a track meet and decided that he was gonna sit under somebody's tent, and when asked to leave, he said, "No, I'm gonna kill you if you touch me." That's essentially what he said. Black people, the ones who are like this, not the ones who like me and they got a common sense. I'm talking about the ones who think this is okay. Do you?
There is a difference, all right? There is a difference between the different types of black people, all right? There's some out there that really hate white people, okay? It's just simple. And then there's other ones that don't. There's other ones that have common sense. It's the same with white people. There's some fucking idiot white people out there too, I'll say that, okay? You know, and that goes for pretty much every race, in my opinion. But he's right. Like the ones that are like justifying this, the ones that are jumping in the give, send, go with these fucking ridiculous comments. Yeah, that's the ones he's fucking talking about.
Ones who are like this, not the ones who like me and they got a common sense. I'm talking about the ones who think this is okay. Do you realize that you are headed down a path of destruction that can never be recovered? I hope that black people understand this. When you are out here making a merch site, doing a GoFundMe for a kid that killed somebody, and won't do a merch site and a GoFundMe for a kid that was killed by somebody, you headed down the wrong mother freaking path. When you go to a Planned Parenthood more than anybody else, when your communities are failing and ratchet as a mother, when the education system in the inner city communities, primarily in black communities, are dismal, when y'all voting at 90% for one candidate and still lost in a landslide victory, historic landslide victory, when your murder rate amongst intraracial conflict is far beyond anybody else's, when the incarceration rate is where it's at, when the obesity rate, heart disease, diabetes, you name it, is running rampant amongst African Americans in this country, when you got all this going against you and you think this okay, if you don't change, you are going to be irrelevant. So,
hey, I didn't say it. Brandon Tatum did. But I agree. He's calling y'all out on some bullshit. But yeah, I encourage you, if you really want to take a trip down fucked up lane, go to Give, Send, Go, read those comments. Jump in Black Twitter. Jump on TikTok, see what they're saying about this story. I've seen some fucking nasty shit on TikTok as well. So the story's just sad in general. Like I said earlier, I feel bad for the victims involved, the victim's family. All right? That's who I feel bad about, or bad for. You know, I hope they get justice. So here's another short video I'll pull up. So this is like, apparently, this is just confirming the t-shirt shit. Okay, it says the family and friends of Carmelo Anthony are now promoting new shirts with his face on them that say Free Melo. A new website has been set up with shirts that customers can buy. The website was first promoted by DJ Fatboy Easy. Alright. On Instagram, it's unclear what Fatboy Easy's relationship with the family is. However, Carmelo's cuz was seen wearing one of the shirts in a photo with Carmelo after he was released from prison. No more free Carmelo or free Mello. Oh, shit. I'm not fucking reading that bullshit. Damn. Come on, bro. So they're saying it's unclear what this dude's relationship with the family is. But it has like a little short clip. So hold on. Let me go back and we'll play this shit.
And you know what it is. Tweet A, tapping in. Anybody who fuck with me, fuck with my music, you gotta fuck with Carmelo Anthony, man. Justice for my dog. Website coming soon. You gotta tap in, man. Yeah. And you know what it is. Tweet A, tapping in. Anybody who fuck with me, fuck with my music, you gotta fuck with Carmelo Anthony, man. Justice for my dog. Website coming soon. You gotta tap in, man. Yeah.
What kind of justice? What were we fucking talking about here? Who's the victim in this situation? That's what the fuck I want to know. In this situation, who does this dude think the victim is? The dude that did the stabbing? I mean, there might be an issue there. I don't know. Who the fuck am I? You know? Who am I? I'm just some random white guy on the internet fucking calling shit out. I don't know. There might be an issue there. So, and then Kevin Sorbo posted something today, and this was about the story we read about earlier with the dude getting struck with a hatchet while waiting on a bus with his wife. It says, white man almost beheaded by a black man at a bus stop. And I'm going to just pull it up. Beheaded by a black man at a bus stop. No media coverage. I want to flip the script. Imagine that a black husband and wife were returning from a trip to process the loss of a child. At a bus stop, a white man came up and started hacking at the black man's neck. What would the coverage look like? You just gotta honestly ask yourself that fucking question, bro. Crawfish, I see you. He said, I quit after leaving like 4 or 5 comments. I still don't know what you're trying to say. Shit, I don't agree with me 100% of the time. I don't agree with myself either. Let's go through some of these comments. So D says, okay, it says that's the difference with free thinkers and brainwashed libs. Mofos hate when people disagree with them. Yeah, that's the thing. You can, and this is the thing. I encourage people. If you disagree with me, disagree with me. If you want to talk about it on your podcast or you want to talk about it on my podcast, I'll drop a link and we can talk about it. No, I just wanted to get my views out and talk about this shit tonight. But anytime somebody wants to come up and talk to me about how I feel, about a certain situation or they want to, I don't necessarily say debate. I guess I would debate somebody. But if somebody wanted to come up and just have a conversation about shit, I'm more than welcome to do that. I don't give a shit if you're liberal, right-wing, black, white, Mexican, Asian, Indian. All right? I have a conversation with you. I don't give a shit who you are. Not saying you're going to like the conversation or where this conversation goes. Because I am who I am. I don't apologize. Like I said earlier in the podcast, it took a minute to get my brain firing, okay? I come out the gate and I'm like, I haven't fucking done politics for a couple months. But basically what I'm trying to say is like, I am who I'm unapologetically me. And like I said in the beginning, I don't hate any races. But I know for a fact that it's what we're currently doing is not working. Okay? Diversity is not our strength, if you can't tell. All right? There's a lot of different ethnic groups that don't mix with us. All this illegal immigration. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about black people right here, but I'm saying like all these different like ethnic groups, all these people coming from these different foreign countries, it's not mixing well. Go into like a big inner city. Yeah. Ain't good. All right. Now, I'll say this. I went to Anaheim, California a couple months ago for my job. It was about a month and a half ago. Okay. I go to Anaheim, California. The only people there that were... Now, I'll say this. Let me backtrack. I went to Anaheim, California. Let me pull myself up full screen. So I went to Anaheim, California a couple weeks ago for a work trip. I get there, all right, super close to fucking, what is that, Disneyland. Okay, like I'm like 10 minutes away from Disneyland. The only white people I seen in Anaheim were like the tourists, the people going to Disneyland. All right, all the workers, all the restaurant workers. Like it was literally, I went into Little Mexico. Everybody was Hispanic. I didn't even see a whole lot of black people there. It was just all Hispanic. Now, some of them spoke good English, some of them didn't. But I thought about like just, walking up and go, hey, you got your green card on you? I work for ICE, motherfucker. I work for ICE. Give me your papers. Nah, I think that shit's legal in California, though, bro. They encourage illegal immigration. But yeah, I mean, it was like walking into Little Mexico. You can't even tell that it's our country anymore, that it's the United States anymore. Okay? And I don't give a shit what people say. This country was founded on white Christian values. Okay? It was founded by white Christian people. All right? Slowly but surely, we're being replaced. And it's just, I could pull up the smallest little violin and play you a little fucking song. I'm not going to do that, but it's the truth. And the people that say, well, there's no white replacement theory. No, it's actually a fact. You just watch it. You watch long enough, and you'll see it. All right? I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people ignore all the shit, like important shit. Like, I'll say this. I've been watching a few podcasts here and there. And it's not all. Now, I have been doing like the country rap reactions and all that shit. Like doing those reaction videos. But I have been watching like other podcasts. And almost every podcast I watch, nobody gives a shit about politics. Nobody gives a shit about the state of this country. It's all about like fucking sports and all these other activities that are like you never talk about the real issues. Okay? And even when I do reactions, I will get a little bit into politics. I will get a little bit in what's going on in society. If somebody asks me a question, I answer it. But I think as a nation, we can't afford to relax with 4 years of Trump. Okay? I think everybody thinks since Trump got elected, we can sit back and relax. Now, my personal opinion, I think we need to watch even harder now than when Joe Biden was in office. We knew Joe Biden was going to fuck shit up. All right? Now, Trump, you're going to have to watch him. Because as from what I can see from right now to January, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. There's something fucking weird going on. We're getting no mass deportations. Okay? They want to... He came out the other day and said, all right, well, if you're here illegally, you have to self-deport. And then you come back, and we'll give you a green card to work. That don't sound like mass deportations to me. That don't sound like what I fucking want. All right? That doesn't sound like all the Haitians. The fucking 10 to 20,000 Haitians that got dropped off very close to me. All right? Doesn't fucking sound like they're leaving anytime soon. And those people don't, I don't care what people say. People say, oh, Haitians are hard workers. Well, I can tell you one thing. I can confirm some of the shit that was spread on the news around election time. And I can confirm some of that shit was happening. And they're rude as fuck in the grocery store. They overflood our our hospitals, our doctor's offices, our Social Security office, okay, our housing issues. There's a housing issue, all right? They're taking up all our housing, all right? The Haitian people, that was the deal, bro. You get elected president, you follow through and you get rid of those fucking Haitians. And you're like, all of a sudden you come in, well, they can stay till August. What's going to happen when August rolls around and they play this sad fucking story? Are you going to fold? That's what I want to know. Are you going to fold and not follow through? So, I think Trump did enough for the, did just enough for the hard right to vote for him. And some of them didn't. But he did just enough to get them to vote for him. And now I feel like we're fucking completely abandoned. Like, nobody really, in my opinion, they give a lot of lip service, but they don't give a shit about the white Christian. The white Catholic. Alright? It seems like here lately all they've been doing is sucking off Israel. That's what it comes down to. Every time you turn around, man, they're passing some kind of anti-Semitism bill in some fucking state. Or they're deporting people from college campuses. Alright? They've started doing that shit. Now they're going to start telling college campuses that they're not getting any funding because they have anti-Semitic speech on their campus and anti-Semitic protest. And now, if I was, it seems like the only way I'm going to get protected in this country is if I become Jewish. All right? I don't know. Who the fuck's really running our country? That's what I want to know. And I'm fucking guilty. I'm guilty. I voted for him. Hell, I got his fucking cup right here. Look, he's right here on my fucking cup. The sequel. Smells like shit right now. Smells like shit right now. So, I don't know. This is why I don't do a whole lot of politics. Because it's very black pill. I don't see a whole lot of hope for my kids. Who's going to watch out for my kids? All right? Who has my kids' best interest in mind as a politician? J.D. Vance? Vivek Ramaswamy? Fuck him. Everybody knows I live in Ohio, okay? I don't want that motherfucker as a governor. Don't want him anywhere near my fucking... I don't want him in Ohio. After he said what he said about that, what was it, the HB1 visas or H1Bs, whatever the fuck, the visas, all right? Basically called every American worker fat and lazy with no morals and beliefs. And has yet to apologize for it. And as of right now, I read today that he's polling at 70%, okay, in the primaries for the governor position of Ohio. Oh, crawfish, that's disgusting, bro. Tom's boring, so I'm back. I'll probably be a little bit more entertaining. I was in Tom's for 45 seconds. That's disgusting, crawfish. Oh, you were in his chat. Alright, so, like I said, this is a little bit different of a podcast than what I usually do. Well, what I've been doing here lately. But I'm wondering, where are all the politicians that are going to go to bat for white people? That's what I want to know. Where's the fucking border wall? Okay, where's the mass deportations? Where's the fucking winning? All right? I felt like in the first term, Trump's first term, we were winning. All right? Now we're passing anti-Semitism bills, trying to block free speech. All right? Like I've stated several times, I'm a free speech absolutist. I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say. Okay? Now, I do limit myself on the internet to some degree. Okay? I'm not just going to say anything. But the thing is with free speech, you can say whatever you want. But there are consequences, okay? You live in reality, you're going to have some kind of consequence. Do I agree that you should have consequences? No. I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. So, I was just in Tom's chat. He's just talking about his new album. Yeah, and I like Tom McDonald. I hope all that shit goes well. I've jumped in a few of his live streams and shit. Tom's a good dude. I like Tom. Obviously, I react to his music. But yeah, I don't watch his live streams a whole lot. Now, I will watch Nova on Twitch. She's cool. I like her. She's entertaining. She made a rap diss song today, which was cool. For her GTA game. I want to see how many subscribers I've lost on YouTube. I told motherfuckers in the comments section, I said it's coming. All right, I got something I'm working on, and it just happened to be this. All right. And the funny thing is like if anybody tries to paint me as a racist for like bringing up issues like this. And trying to say, hey, we all need to have accountability, including black people, including white people, Hispanic people. We need to hold our own fucking races accountable. Alright? If somebody gets mad at that and doesn't want to be my friend anymore, I'm okay with that. I would rather do that than to sit back and not say anything. So... I've lost a lot of friends. A lot of friends in my life. Lost a lot of friends. Anyway. Let's see what's going on Twitter. Hold on. Okay, we got some people following me on Twitter. I always appreciate Elijah sharing. I actually messaged him today and asked him to share it. Because he shared my stream the other night. And it was like just me doing reactions or whatever. But this one was actually a political post, so I kind of wanted him to share it for me. I always appreciate that shit. I've never asked him before, so he's a fucking... Elijah Schaefer's OG. Triple OG. Green Helmet Gang. Bro, just quit being white. Duh. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. That's a good one, Crawfish. Nova dropped a diss. Yeah, I seen that diss. It was dope. I'm going to actually review it. Even though I've listened to it, I'm just going to review it anyway tomorrow. Well, I might wait till Friday and do hers and Tom's track. Yeah, Robin, it's sad. I mean... The thing is I'm sure I'll catch some shit from this live stream, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Look, like I said in the beginning of the live stream, I've jumped on there, and I was on Rumble talking to fucking literally 2 people. All right, and I did it, and I didn't care. I had fun. I like doing political shit. Like I said early on. There were some people who was like, hey, maybe you need to keep your political stuff on Rumble. And it's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. It'd probably be smart business-wise, but I don't give a shit about making money. So, yeah, Tom's live. I hear you. I like Tom. I don't like his live streams very much. It's usually just album promotion or whatever, which is cool. If I was getting ready to drop an album, I'd be promoting that shit too. All right. Yeah, I agree, Manders. I agree. I love Tom. He just promotes the shit out of his album. It's a smart business decision. It's smart. The thing is Tom is very smart business wise. He takes like real shit that he wants to say on the internet and combines it with album promotions or song promotions or video promotions. And you can't, like, a lot of people will say, well, that shit's corny, blah blah blah. You can't hate on that because it's a business model that keeps working. It keeps working. Now, will it run its course? I don't know. But I like Tom. I always do Tom reactions. I'll be honest if I don't like a track. But the 2 acoustic tracks that he put out, I liked them. So, the Can't Cancel All of Us, I didn't like, and I've said this several times, I didn't like the people he put in the video. Because I felt like the only ones that were really canceled, there was like a few. One of them was like a wrestler. Then you had Roseanne. And then everybody else was not really canceled. Like the famous people. Fuck, dude, I lost Facebook. I lost a Facebook account. I lost 2 Twitter accounts. I lost a YouTube account. I've lost 6 or 7 TikTok accounts, an Instagram account. Okay, I got to the point where it was like I didn't have any social media to go on, but Gab. I was on Gab for a little while. Then I went to True Social, and I did True Social by itself. And then I remade an X account. I did it when it was still Twitter, but I went under like a different name or whatever. But yeah. Or are they black? Oh shit. But yeah, I mean, I've been on every platform. I've been kicked off of every platform. TikTok, at one time I had 5,500 subscribers or followers, and I like just started doing these random political live streams. Like, it was just all videos, and then I went to like these random live streams, and I would get into actually some decent conversations. Now you had your shitbags in there or whatever, but I was having like decent conversations with people, and they just, all of a sudden I woke up one day and said, your TikTok's been permanently deleted. Like, you cannot get it back. And no warnings, no nothing. So. There's just something about TikTok. I never had it and never will. This is the thing about TikTok. Now, you might not like it, but a lot of people don't understand. There are a lot of lefties on TikTok. That should be our main battleground, because there's so much leftist propaganda and bullshit that is spread on TikTok. If you can legitimately get on there, build your followers, and get on there and like live debate your issues without cussing or like saying crazy shit, and you could get your point across, you could probably make some progress politically with some of the younger generation. Which there are a few people out there like that. I know Andrew Wilson. I like Andrew Wilson. He's usually on the Whatever podcast. He's in my opinion, he's a really good debater. Like, he's a master debater. Really like Andrew Wilson. But he goes on these like TikTok invasions. Yes, sir. I'm still on. Still on. Yeah, I've been on for almost 2 hours. Yeah, I'm proud to be a white man too. That's why I said at the beginning of it. I'm proud of who I am. I don't like TikTok, mostly bullies on there. Yeah. Yeah, you run into a bunch of fucking idiots on there, in my opinion, but yeah, he's literally a professional debater. Yeah. And he's really good. He like sells books for classes or whatever to become a debater. I wouldn't do that, but I don't have the time to dedicate to it right now. But it might be something I do once my kids are grown or something, like get into that shit. I can debate. I'm not real good. Like, I'm more of an insult debater. I'll just insult the fuck out of you. Like, but coming up with like facts and shit on the fly, I can do it, but I'm just not. Let's put it this way: I'm not very polished with it. You'll get a lot of F-bombs and shit. Like, yeah, Andrew Wilson makes some very good arguments. I agree. Oh shit. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I enjoy watching. I'm subscribed to whatever it is, like the Crucible or something like that. Yeah, I like that shit. I like that shit. All right, so I am going to promote my Rumble page because I want to start building my Rumble page up. If I can get it up in the thousands of subscribers, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube as much with my political content. I don't know. It just depends. Like, I say that, and then I come back to YouTube with political shit. Because I feel like when I do my stuff on Rumble and X, it's like I'm talking into like an echo chamber. If I'm doing it on YouTube, it's like other people are hearing it. I'm not saying people want to hear it, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's reaching more people. Yeah, Andrew's wife is cool. I like her. I can't remember her name. Rachel, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, they seem like, I mean, I'm sure they have their issues and shit, but they're both really good debaters. I wouldn't pick an argument with the fucking guy. Even if I felt like I was right about something, by the end of the argument, I'd be like, man, maybe this motherfucker is right. Maybe he is right. Alright, so. You see some wild shit on here. I wish Kanye was still selling the White Lives Matter t-shirts, man. I'd get me one. Now all he sells is swastika shirts. Owen Schroyer. Owen Schroyer's debating now? Like right now, or just he's starting to debate? Owen Schroyer's been a debater. Yeah. I used to watch him back in the day. Like, I'm talking like 2018. Where he'd just be out on the streets fucking interviewing people, debating shit. Like, he was... But he also went to college campuses and shit, too. I like Owen Schroyer. So... I'm on YouTube, both YouTube and Rumble. Oh, I do see you on YouTube. You never come on YouTube, butthead. Never come on YouTube. Bringing him out to the lefty app. Alright, so hold on. Let me see what Elijah's talking about today. I don't know. I don't know. Talking about cars. But anyway, if you got anything out of this podcast, just remember, alright? Be a fucking rebel. Challenge the system. Challenge people's way of thinking. Challenge everything around you. Notice shit. Alright? Be a noticer. If you do anything in life, start noticing. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And try not to get blackpilled. How do I feel about Alex Jones? I like Alex Jones. I think he's wrong on some shit. But there's one issue that he was sued on that I definitely don't feel like he was wrong. Now, he walked it back. But I don't know. He walked it back and still got sued for $60 million or some shit like that. Yeah. I don't know. It's a toss-up with Alex Jones. He's alright. Exactly. Never apologize. That's my thing. Like, I try not to apologize. And I don't know. I might catch a lot of shit in country rap reaction community for this live stream. But I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't know. There's only a few people that I care whether they get offended or not. Because I like them as people, but. Yeah, it was like $1 billion. You're right. My bad. Maybe it was like 60 billion. I don't know. I know it was in the billions. I can't remember. It was happened a while ago. Yeah, I do like that. I want to see that one clip. I want to see if I can fucking find it. There was like a clip of Alex Jones in court. And he fucking got that lawyer on some funny shit. Let's see if I can find it. There's this one clip, and he got this fucking lawyer. Ah, here it is. I found it. Didn't take me fucking long at all to find it. That's hilarious. Alright, watch this clip. I did like this clip. This shit was funny. So this is Alex Jones when he's getting sued for Sandy Hook. Jones was in the front, and now he's taking a back seat. Yeah, it is true. It is true. He's taking a back seat. The youngins are taking over, and that's a good thing. Jones went to fucking battle for us for years trying to get motherfuckers to understand. Trying to get people to listen. And they wouldn't. Now, I don't know what's going on with him right now. Because I personally think that Elon Musk is helping him financially. And that's why he's kind of backed off certain issues and he's not talking out as much anymore. I mean, he's still talking out, but not like he used to. But I'm pretty sure this is the clip. Let's watch it. This shit's funny.
What compensation do I think is appropriate? Despite these numbers that were presented the best week we ever had, that's when COVID was starting, and there was a run on storable food nationwide, and so they.
Mr. Jones.
No, but I'm just saying.
We don't.
Well,
What
speaking of
compensation would you believe to be appropriate? It doesn't really matter about that.
I understand, but I can answer the question however I wish. I'm not barred from talking about where we're at financially.
No, you are at this stage. Right now, the question is what compensation would be appropriate?
Any compensation above $2 million will sink us and we'll be shut down.
No, appropriate, not to you. Appropriate for what happened to them.
I mean, I think it's appropriate for whatever.
$0. $0. That's my opinion.
You decide you want to do,
Okay.
because I'm really.
This ain't the right clip, by the way. I don't think it is.
That's a great answer. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. We're on the right track. We're on the right track. Anyway, I'll just tell you. Maybe I'll try to find it for the next political stream. Oh, here we go. Maybe? Hold on, let me see.
Just because you claim to think something is true does not make it true. It does not protect you. It is not allowed. You are under oath. That means things must actually be true when you say them. Don't talk. You're already under oath to tell the truth. You've already violated that oath twice today in just those two examples. It seems absurd to instruct you again that you must tell the truth while you testify, yet here I am. You must tell the truth while you testify. This
Shut
is
the
not
fuck up.
your show. You need to.
This is not the one I want, by the way. Son of a bitch. That was a very popular clip. I think it was like the prosecutor or whatever they call him in a civil suit. I was asking Jones, he's like, don't you believe that there was some kind of sexual pedophile sex cult in Hollywood? Didn't you believe that? Don't you think that's kind of outrageous? And he's like, kind of like Epstein. Fucking shut that whole shit down. I love that clip. I wish I could find it. I'm gonna look one more time. Alex Jones, I still like him, man. He's like I don't know, he's like an old crazy uncle that you'd want to have at your fucking birthday party every year. But anyway. Let's see anything else. Let's go back home. You guys are literally scrolling my X account. What's this? The swamp has franchises everywhere. Oh shit. I'm not turning on Myron. You want to see somebody that's crazy? Wild? I wouldn't turn Myron on. It'd get me canceled. But Myron, man, he's on to something. Alex Jones is goated. I love Alex Jones, man. I just can't listen to him a whole lot. Yeah. There's only two people I listen to politically. Okay, I'm going to give you the rundown of the two people I listen to. All right? Nick Fuentes, Elijah Schaefer. That's it. More Elijah than Nick. I'll turn Nick on every once in a while. I usually like watching his clips and shit like that, but Nick Fuentes gets a lot of shit, okay? He says some wild shit, some shit that's, I don't know, some shit I don't agree with. But I will say this. They can say he's a lot of things, okay? But they can't prove him wrong on probably about 99.9% of it. 2 Protects 1 is sub to Taylor Lorentz's OnlyFans. I don't know, man. That's a little rough, bro. Oh, shit. This is Taylor Lorenz. Holy shit. Let's see what this dumb bitch has to say. I was wondering why he's talking about Taylor Lorenz. Now, she used to make herself out to be a 20-something-year-old woman. Dude, this bitch is pushing like 40, bro. Which is not bad. Just quit lying about your age, bro.
Okay, simple question. Do you condemn that? Can you take a moral standing?
I just want to say this. I fucking cannot stand Sean Hannity.
Condemn that.
What I condemn is the violence of our system, and I would love for you to acknowledge that.
I'm not asking you to condemn the system. Taylor, do you condemn people that call for assassination?
Gosh, you're going to ask if I condemn Hamas next. This is crazy. I would love for you to acknowledge what I'm actually saying, Sean, and we seem to be talking past each other. I want to talk about the fact that half of all adults are delayed because of cost. We need to talk about that 70% of Americans, by the way, believe that the insurance company practices are responsible in part for Thompson's death. These are signs of an unhealthy...
You want to put a rationalization. I am saying anybody that wants to assassinate any innocent person is wrong. I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican or a father or a husband. And I speak that is a simple truth that anyone with a heart would easily say on national TV that you're having a hard time with.
If you want to prevent further deaths and you don't want gun violence in the street, which I think we both are aligned in wanting, right? We want peace. We do not want violence in this country, no matter what side of the political aisle it's coming from. You need to understand motives and you need to understand the ideology that people have.
I can't do this. I can't listen to this dumbass bitch. God, I can't stand this woman. Sorry, I don't usually call women bitches, but she deserves it. kind of can't stand it. But yeah, Manders, I hear you. So I kind of feel like we all need to get over the race and just understand good peoples and bad peoples, and the system's trying to fuck us. Yeah, I agree. But I feel like sometimes there's like an expectation for white people to be like extremely apologetic, especially when it comes to subjects like slavery. Okay? I looked it up today. There's 167 other countries that are still practicing slavery. If we want to talk about slavery and we want to like use it as like a stain on America, we're one of the very few countries that ended slavery. And that's my biggest issue. Like, if you try to treat me like I'm the one that's oppressing you, then that's where I have a problem. And now, if you're just like other... Because obviously, I'll say this. Obviously, I'm friends with Flawed. I'm friends with Damo. And I'm friends with Chillra. I have no problems with those guys. They've been fucking awesome to me. But I had to do this. I had to do this live stream just for the simple fact of what I've been seeing on social media. And I made myself. I kind of like when I started doing reactions, and I wasn't doing political content anymore. I bounced around between. Should I say that? Shouldn't say that? Should I do this? Should I do that? And no matter what I did over the last couple weeks, the nagging voice in my head kept telling me that some of this shit needs to be addressed. And that's just how I feel about the situation. And people are free. They can get mad at me or whatever. Like, if somebody gets mad at me, which I'm not saying they will, but if they get mad at me, I'm cool with that. So, the whole slavery argument is stupid. I agree, bro. Like, I didn't do anything to anybody. Leave me the fuck alone. You know? So, and chances are right now, like, if you're alive right now, like, let's say the 60s, okay? So, I'm not saying that racism died in the 60s, okay? But I'm saying, like, there's not a whole lot of people that are still alive. Well, I don't know. 60, 40, you'd be 65 years old. I guess there were some people still alive from the civil rights movement, but just really depends. A lot of the people that were involved in it are dead. The majority of them are. But people be stoking racial tensions for selfish reasons. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I will say this. Definitely not my goal for tonight. And that's the thing. Like, that nagging voice wouldn't go away, but it also was annoying to the point, like, I don't want to have to talk about this shit, but I also feel like white people need to be called out. Stop cucking to other races. Like, just be who you are, bro. You don't have to tiptoe around shit with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to. Like, I'll be open. Alright? Like, if a white guy came on my stream, let's put it this way. If a white guy came on my stream and dropped the N-bomb, alright? Big no-no for most black people. The only thing I would do is say, hey, man, don't say that on my live stream. And leave it at that. I don't have to make a big deal about it. Be like, oh, man, I'm shunning you. Get off of my stream. Get out of my life. Blah, blah, blah. That's where being a free speech absolutist comes into play. Like, I'm sure you say cracker. You know, I've been called cracker, mayo monkey, white bread. You know, fucking some crazy shit. If you go on the black side of Twitter, you'll find all of those names. And probably more. So, as long as we have a mutual respect that you ain't going to call me a cracker and I ain't going to call you the N-word, we should be good. But it's I'm not reading that one out loud. So I can't come on your show then. Damn, butthead. Oh, yeah. I knew what you were saying. I know what you were saying, Crawfish. I didn't think you were saying that towards me. Yes, and that's true. Every race in the planet has been a slave at one point. And like you said, slavery still exists in the world today. Not here, though. Not here, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, we abolished it. And we get treated like we shouldn't have, to be totally honest with you. We're getting treated like shit. And am I saying white people are a victim? No. Not claiming we're victims. It's starting to get a little crazy over here. But anyway. I moved off a race and then Manders got me back on it. I was watching funny videos. Not funny videos, but just random videos on X is what I meant to say. Oh, shit. Hold on. I want to see if I can find some more videos. See what people are posting. So, if you want to, you can go follow Elijah Schaefer's show. He just recently started a new business venture. He is the CEO of Rift TV. He's a journalist at the Gateway Pundit, founder of Slightly Offensive, host of Censored.tv. He's a busy man, all right? So you can also follow him on all these channels. He also has like I don't know if it's linked up here. I was going to say a locals channel, all kinds of shit. But go follow Elijah Schaefer. Let's go to Rift TV. Because he just posted some shit today. So he has like I think a daily show he's going to be posting shit on. Okay, so here's the show. It was like at 4 p.m. today. The Rift Report. That's pretty cool. I like that. And this is about, did RFK just expose a shocking reality about autism? So he talks about all kinds of stuff. And then Elijah is directly linked to vaccines and autism himself by this picture right here. He is very autistic. And then also another guy to follow is pretty cool. Snowflake News. I like him. He's like one of the co-hosts on Slightly Offensive. Really like Snowflake News. He's got good takes. I follow him on Instagram. So let's see what we got. We got some deportations going today. Okay. So Snowflake News says something. Finally, something is being done. Illegal immigration has been tearing this country apart for years. It's about time we started putting America first. So it says Portage County is... Okay, this is in Ohio. So Portage County is formalizing a federal contract with ICE to carry out immigration enforcement. The Portage County Sheriff's Office will have deputies trained to identify, detain, and transfer illegal criminal aliens to federal agents. This is the thing. Every illegal alien is a criminal. Just putting that out there. Hey, Triple T's in the chat. What's up, Triple T? I see you. Have you ever seen... Oh, shit. Hold on. Have you ever seen those reactions of black people when they watch the history videos of Africans captured other Africans and sold them to the white man? Yeah. Yeah, they don't like hearing that shit, bro. They definitely don't like that. I keep that one in the pocket, though, in case I ever talk shit. That's just me. Yeah, Triple T. Good to have you on, man. You might want to go back and watch the stream. Let me know if I still got a spot on the Fifth Element. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I've been going for about 2 hours. I just wanted to promote the boys for a minute. Snowflake News. Elijah Schaefer. Go follow them guys on X. And then also I had a clip I wanted to play real quick. Let me go back. Let's see how many people I lost. Oh, now I gained a couple followers. Gained a couple subscribers. Oh, shit. Thanks, Triple T. I appreciate it, man. He said, shout out to 2 Protects 1. I only need 2 more wins to get the golden mic. Bro, I haven't even been working on it. That's the problem. I really need to start looking for independent artists. I've been super busy this week. What's today? Wednesday? Shit. I gotta find 3. Alright. If you're watching this stream, because there's not a whole lot of people on YouTube watching this stream, but there's 1,500 people on X watching this stream. If you're watching this stream right now, and you know of any independent rap artists, country artists, pop artists, that have 10K, 10 or 15K or less subscribers on YouTube, hit me up. All right, somebody you want to get recognized, let's push that out there. All right. So Triple T, 15K. So Triple T, it's on my channel this week, right? I can't remember. Yeah, I was gonna say, if so, drop me the thumbnail that you're gonna use or whatever, whenever you get a chance, and I'll try to promote it as much as possible. Try to get some people in there. But yeah, if you know somebody that's an independent artist with 15K or less subscribers on YouTube, hit me up, drop me a DM. You want to get this person recognized. Maybe they've been working their ass off and they just haven't got the recognition that you think they deserve. Yeah, hit me up, DM me. Yeah, any genre. Any genre. Yeah, any genre. So this is a show this is a show that I'm doing with Triple T. Triple T, Chill Rock, HBR, FTB Reacts, and myself. So it's called The Fifth Element. It's Saturday night at 9 p.m. So come check it out on it'll actually be on my channel this week. So each week we do a different channel. So what happens is we find 3 independent artists. Okay, we find 3 songs or whatever, and then we battle each other. So what happens is we play a song, and then we put into the chat whether it's gas or trash, and the chat votes. So when the chat votes, they decide whether it's gas or trash. Okay, and then whoever has the highest percentage of votes on their songs will win the competition for that night. They'll get a golden certificate, and then over time, if you get 5 golden certificates, you get a golden microphone. So Triple T's kicking our ass. Okay, so I need help. Help me. Triple T literally whooped our ass last week. I mean, it wasn't even fucking close. It's crazy. And Chill Rock, Chill Rock, he had a couple bad ones, but he also had a couple good ones. I had some bad ones, man. I did not have a good list last week. I think me and Chill Rock was on the bottom. So, but definitely, I'm going to promote that page. I'm going to promote that live stream Friday. I'll make like a short, and then I'll make a community post. I've been lacking on that. And then I'll put something on Instagram too. I really got to push that. I love doing that. Now, 6 hours last week was a little long, but I still really enjoyed doing it. It just made me fucking worthless the next day. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to wrap it up. I do have a short that I want to play. And then I'm actually going to leave. I'm not going to say really a whole lot about this short. Well, nah, never mind. Just go watch the Nick Fuentes short that I put on my page, and it kind of explains how I was feeling before I made this live stream. Yeah, 6 hours was crazy, Triple T, but that's cool. I still enjoyed it though. It was fun. Always have fun getting on there with you guys. I'll try to find a midget gangster rapper. If you do, hit me up. I'm going to try to find one now that you said something, bud. Oh, shit. I got to find me a midget. Short people representing. Yep. The chat's got to vote for it, though, man. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Seen it already. I have a lot of spare time. Yeah. Yeah, it's just basically saying if you're going to fucking... What I got out of Nick Fuentes is a little short or whatever. It's like, if you're going to do something, fucking do it. Like, take the risk. Say what you want to say. Go the extra mile. Push yourself. Or shut the fuck up. Or something like that. I don't know. That's just kind of what I got from it. So, I could be missing the whole point. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and play this video on the way out. Let me pull it up full screen real quick. I was kind of deciding what we were doing, but... So, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Not everybody hung out the whole time, which is cool. Whatever. It's a pretty hard topic to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people want to discuss it. Racism, black versus white, why you're proud to be white. It's not a popular topic. All right. But I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me tonight. We're going to go ahead and leave on this track. I'm going to play Adam Calhoun, the track Rebels again on the way out. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you sometime tomorrow, maybe. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the United States of America. I'm out. Well, after I pull this up. I'm just randomly on your screen. Ignore me. Here we go. Damn, I suck. Alright. Here we go.
When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels, the gunshots and the cold metal, and you can hear the sound of the rebels. Made it out of poverty, no trespassing sign on our property. I'm allowed to be loud if I wanna be, I'm proud to be free on my land, shoot guns, who's stopping me? Stand alone, never fold, reload. Just make sure when we're gone, our story gets told, and the new generation learns from the old. To change the course of history, you gotta be bold. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels, the gunshots and the cold metal. Against the grain, stand on what I say, and when death comes knocking, smile in its face. We don't turn the other cheek, this ain't for the weak, and when push comes to shove, there ain't no retreat. These politicians, they got us standing in opposition. They know the mission, misinform and sell division. Take what we given and make it into a new religion. We drink the Kool-Aid, then we begin to lose the vision. Whoa, my foes don't wanna see a collision, no. Can't run from the lead that the trigger throw. All the war, so much is done on the low. We never fold, we're by the code. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound sound of the rebels. The gunshots and the cold metal. And you can hear the sound of the rebels. You ever seen a man cry? Seen a man die, held him in my hands. I seen it with my damn eyes. Never say a word, we just stomach it. It's time to start marching, hear the drums again.